Hello, everyone, and welcome. You can sense it through the pageantry, the tradition, the electricity that permeates this place as we get set for a terrific game. And while today is the final home game of the season for one team, it is more importantly a celebration. Senior Day. From inside the 15, here comes the return. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. The Cowboys offense will have the first possession of the game. There are always butterflies to start a game, but when you have a rivalry like this, the adrenaline is pumping on overdrive, guys.
They aren't all the same. We say that, but we know differently. The blood is boiling. The temperature is hot. Jesse, you want this week more than most.
Yeah, David, we played in these games before. Everything just seems to be heightened, right? The game seems to be moving faster. The crowd noise feels louder. Your composure will be tested early in a game like this.
6-yard pickup on first down. Leaves him with 2nd and 4. Looking for space. It's Maddox. Tackled after picking up the first down.
Wow, the running back there showing you his skill set as he's able to rip off that one for a first down.
And this set of downs gets started from the 33, 1st and 10. Anderson will throw. Quickly out to the tight end. Didn't pick up a lot there, moved it forward just a few. I know you want to prepare for every game the same way, but there's just something different about rivalry games, Jesse.
It's because, Reese, I think players are aware that games like this define your legacy as a player. Your record in rivalry games is something that people are going to talk about for years and years down the road. You have got to show up and play your best football in games like this.
Now facing a 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. And the defense is all over the quarterback, and down he goes. The Cowboys send out the punt unit. They'll have to punt for the first time this afternoon. Gets his first one of the day off. He was called on 4 times in last week's win. Running it back, it's Hills. Couldn't get away from that cover team, and they've got him down at the 23. Here are our impact players for this game, and it goes beyond executing an assignment to make an impact in the game.
Yeah, obviously we were talking to both coaching staffs this week, and we asked them who needs to step up and play well. They immediately pointed to these guys right here. They are the key for their respective teams.
Yeah, and they don't always show up in the box score, but these are the guys and the leaders. These are the guys getting everybody organized and have to play well for their team to succeed.
Trying to get a rhythm in the passing game, now on 2nd down. Running back searching for a hole. They opened a lane, and he hit it a gain of 5 out to the 33. Last time these two got together, it was a tight one, Jesse.
It seems like every time these two teams play, the game just feels faster, right? Because it is a rivalry game. There's just a greater sense of urgency when we see these teams match up.
The fans feel it. They know it. There's so much to it. They think about it all year long. When you talk about the next game on the schedule, they're always looking forward to this one.
Soft spot in the middle. Found enough room to get it into enemy territory. They're down at the 43-yard line. Fresh set of downs after the completion. To the air on first down. Getting some heat. And the defense gets to the quarterback.
Well, the offense trying to stay aggressive, right? You just came up with a huge play, and right away you go back to another pass, but you got to do a better job protecting your quarterback. Can't give up a sack there.
That offense having to deal with the last thing you want on first down, giving up a sack as they come up to the line on second down. He uncorks one deep. And they wanted it all on that incomplete pass. Instead, they're looking at third down.
DB does an outstanding job here on the deep pass. Locating the football, no PI, able to swat it away, pass incomplete.
Looking to the big tight end. Another incompletion on third down. They bring the punter onto the field now.
Third and long situations are really hard to convert. The defense knows it's going to be passed. The pass rushers are getting upfield. You're under pressure. You don't have timing. And as a result now, fourth down.
He'll get it to about the 25 before they put a stop to the return. Wyoming takes over the football and the Cowboy offense on its way out. That last drive won't go on the highlight reel after ending in a punt. They'd like to be more productive this time, David.
And I think this offense has to be a little bit more balanced. Find a little balance between the run, Jesse, and working in that pass.
And I think, too, David, it's just going to take a spark. It just takes one play to get this thing picked up and going.
Now from the 36-yard line, it's 1st and 10. And a good job of coverage by that defense, just a short pickup. They were able to get the ball to the running back in space, but that space just evaporated.
And a great job by the defense, man. It's tough to get those guys on the ground. They're so used to having the football as running backs and making plays and being dynamic. So usually one guy not going to get him to the ground. You want many guys swarming to the football, trying to get that elusive guy on the ground.
Just nothing doing on that last run. They knew coming into this one they were going to be challenged, right? This is one of the best defenses in all of college football. For them to have any shot, they're going to have to do a lot better running the football.
Let's it fly. Got him downfield. There to make the tackle, but the big throw is good enough to give them a first down.
And a really good job by the quarterback being very decisive. He saw his matchup. He went for it. He attacked it. Got the positive gain. I would say he's going to find that guy a few more times today.
He'll do it himself. And he's able to find a little bit of running room before they get him down.
Yeah, and that happened to QB. Calls his own number, all these options, obviously multiple plays. He decides to stick with it, get some positive yards, and now what's next off of that? What's my next read off of that? How am I going to mix things up and keep this defense off balance?
Someone not clear on the snap count. It'll be a false start, and they'll move it back. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Second down coming up. Leaves it with the running back. Nice, solid form tackle from this sophomore. We've reached the end of the first quarter, and it has been a defensive battle, and the stats tell the tale so far. Let's see if the offenses can find a little rhythm here in the second. Now facing a third down as they line up after the break. Anderson wants to throw. And he left that one short, tried to baby it in there. He's got to turn it loose. And the Cowboys will line up to punt it away. That last punt basically flipped the field. They'd like to do it again. And you make the stop, and that is exactly what you want out of your punt cover unit. We'll see the offense make its way onto the field here, hoping for a successful drive. David, the punter got some work last time. They'd like to keep him on the sidelines in this drive.
Yeah, it's not something you want to say very often. You don't want the punter out there. This offense needs to get back lathered up and get a little bit more of the rhythm.
Best way to do that, identify where your best players are and just get them the football. Give these guys some touches to kickstart this offense.
And when you run those drag routes, it just takes a little bit of know-how. And when I say that, receivers got to understand, find space. My quarterback's going to find me. He's looking for that space at the same time. Nice throw, nice catch. Way to get the first down.
He's brought down. Solid pickup, but a little bit short of the first down. Just a quick rhythm throw there and really good use of the tight end.
Yeah, good use of the big fella. I mean, go through your progressions real quick. You can't find anything. Get the easy gain. Don't take a shot down the field all the time. Take those shots later, but take those easy, wide-open opportunities to get some positive chunks.
Now they'll try to cash in this drive. 1st and 10 from the 50. And I think they'll give him 2 on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up.
You know, runs like this oftentimes are like a boxer in a boxing match. Obviously, it's not a knockout punch, but these are body blows. And as the game goes on, these small gains are going to turn into longer runs.
Snagged in the middle. It's Coffee. And the defense makes the immediate tackle, but he has enough for the 1st down.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver, and you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense's success.
And offenses nowadays, they're really just counting numbers. How many guys do you have out wide? How many guys do I have out wide? If I have enough guys to block your guys, boom, it's just built into the offense. Pitch, catch, let me get a few yards.
The option look. He'll toss it. They'll finally make the tackle, but that option was executed to perfection.
Well, with the weapons this offense has, you knew it was just a matter of time in the run game before someone was going to break a long one. They've just been running into a wall. They just couldn't seem to find their creases and get enough movement up front, but they finally got it there, picking up the 1st. Let's see what happens next.
They're going to ride this running back. That play just never had a chance. They knock him down for a loss of 5.
You see all this movement in football now, all the stemming, the defensive line, they're sliding right before the snap, creating confusion for the offensive line. Then they're moving back and stunting. Really good job by the defense. Continue to move, continue to stunt, continue to get in the backfield and make this life hard on this running back.
It's a makeable field goal from the 29-yard line. Let's see how aggressive they are on 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Going to try to get it himself. A strike downfield. And he's knocked down, but there's also a flag that's been dropped. Let's check on the call. You don't see that penalty too often, but we see it here, an illegal forward pass. They'll try to salvage a field goal on this drive. No good. And after the miss, guys, the score stays right where it is. That 50-yard field goal attempt was no good, and now they'll have to play defense. 1st and 10 from the 33. Anderson will throw. Fires to the big fella. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain. And here comes the offense on 2nd down. Secondary walks up on the line, showing press coverage. Touch pass on the run. Just a solid stop by this sophomore.
And these little touch passes, man, they're just the easiest completions ever for quarterbacks. Palmer, I bet you would have loved being able to just flip it forward. That counts as to your completion percentage, which is good. And then it's all run after the catch, so pretty easy for a QB.
You wouldn't have been the only All-American in this booth, David, if I were allowed to have push passes when I was playing quarterback. I'll tell you that. It is so hard to defend. It's so hard to seal that edge, especially when this guy's full speed ahead coming around the outside.
The aerial assault continues. How about that play to get a hand in there and force the incompletion?
And just an awesome job by that defender on that play. Great awareness, and he had his eyes on the quarterback, so he saw the ball thrown, and as such, he was able to go and swat it away.
Unloads to the wideout. Excellent coverage and good use of the hands to knock it away.
Yeah, and a really good job by the defender, understanding the ball's coming. I got to break on it and go, and not try to intercept it and make a bad play. He swats it down and makes sure that's an incompletion.
They line up, and it is a long way to the sticks from here. On third down, he drops to throw. Got his man downfield. The offense calls a timeout to stop the clock.
Big third down there for the quarterback, and he knew where his best chance was at getting that first. He found the curl route, made an accurate throw, and as a result, the offense stays on the field.
Off the deflection, missed a great chance to force the turnover. Instead, it'll be second down.
You know, it's so important for corners to be able to transition, right? You got to have real loose hips. You got to be able to change direction on a dime. And in zone coverage, when you see the ball thrown...
And the freshman will chalk up a sack. They'll hurry to the line here to try to get off that third down play. He's looking downfield to throw. That pass is well off target. He got hit as he was trying to throw, and they can't convert on third down. The Cowboys will punt this one away. And the return man has no place to run, no place to hide, and a place to be tackled.
These specialists and these return specialists, they got speed for days. But you better hang on to the football. I know you want to make big plays, those splash plays that can change games, but you better secure the football first.
They'll get this drive started from their own 26. He wastes no time and comes out throwing. And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19. So they'll try to get it going in the right direction this time, second and long from the 19. Coming after him. Dances away from the heat. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page.
And they've been waiting for something good to happen with respect to getting after the quarterback, right? They're outside of the top 100 in the country in sacks per game, but finally now you see they're generating.
And he feels the heat coming and it burns him up. Another sack. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. The punt team makes its way onto the field. 3 and out and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. That's a perfect example of not settling for a fair catch. Pick up whatever yardage you can and help out the offense. This late in the half, here's the question. How aggressive will the play calling be? Anderson wants to throw. They're bringing heat. And it's incomplete. It was wild, high, and wide on that one.
And that's a really good decision by the quarterback. Don't take the sack, throw the ball away. Now, listen, we can debate whether that was intentional grounding or not because he's still in the pocket. I'm not sure that that's not classified as grounding, but they didn't call it. So, you know what? Nice throwaway, QB.
Not much of a chance there. He just had to get rid of it to avoid the sack.
You just need to have more efficiency in the passing game. This guy completed exactly 50% of his throws the last game. Not good enough. And he's below that number in this game. Still not good enough.
It's good. And with that, they break the seal on the scoring. It's 3-0.
You want to talk about leg talent? That kid just made that kick 40-plus yards into the wind. That's incredible.
Not going to risk a return here. He'll make the fair catch. Just enough time for one final play in this half. Comes out throwing on first down. Lets it fly. And he's got it inside the 30-yard line. And no one is going to catch him. Cruises into the end zone for a touchdown.
What great execution by this offense. It looked like you were about to go into the half trailing. Now, with this answer, this scoring drive, you got the lead, you got the momentum, taking it into halftime. Nice job by this offense, executing that last drive.
That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin and our halftime update.
Thanks so much, guys, and I need not tell you, rivalry games always bring out a ton of emotion, and no surprise, we saw just that in the first half today. And we can't get very far into this halftime breakdown without talking about that stud linebacker. The kid's been everywhere all at once through 2 quarters. From clogging gaps to causing turnovers, he's been a one-man gang. public enemy number 1 for that opposing sideline. With that, let's throw it back to the guys to see how this rivalry matchup plays out.
And the Cowboys will kick it away to start the second half. From inside his own 10, let's see what he gets. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. So we'll see the offense on the field to start this drive. They had this lead to start the third quarter because of the passing game. Didn't get a lot done on the ground.
They did, but the quarterback is in a rhythm. That was obvious in the first half. And so this first drive, you want to continue that. You want to see good decision-making. You want to see him playing on time. And as always, delivering the football.
I mean, I don't know how I don't give him the football. It's the reason I built the lead. He's the guy that I can trust. This offense is built around him. So I expect more of the same here in the second half.
Oh, so close to paying off. The tip really had it in his hands, but it falls incomplete. Couldn't find his man last time, and that leaves him with a 3rd and 6. From the gun, wants to pass. Complete to the right. They've got it to the 49-yard line, and they'll move the chains.
Well, how about the offense setting that play up? We've seen earlier in the game a couple shorter throws. They're just trying to suck those safeties closer to the line of scrimmage, anticipating that they would get an opportunity to take a shot. They called the perfect play at the perfect time right there.
And he doesn't find much running room, a short gain on the play. Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. He got his hands on it, but couldn't hold on to it. And what a time that would have been for their first pick of the game.
And that was good defense again. And unfortunately, we've been saying that all game long. Really, really good defense. Or, listen, you could spin on the other side. This offense has really been bad.
Grabbed in the middle. It's Hill. Now well within striking distance as that 3rd down play gets him a first at the 29. Quarterback by himself in the backfield. They'll throw it on first down. He'll take a shot. Makes the grab and steps into the end zone for the touchdown.
Each and every week, I think this coaching staff does such a good job of scheming ways to get this guy the football in the passing game, and defenses can't cover him. With that last catch, this is now his 10th receiving touchdown on the season.
And they did tack on the extra point. About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. Wyoming has the football back, and here comes the offense. Man, how comforting is it to know that even if your offense stalls out a little, Jesse, that field goal kicker can knock it in from the... Can anyone catch him? And he was loose and not stopped until he gets to the 47-yard line. They move the chains on the ground. Now another first down. Use the play fake. Now to throw. Wide open downfield. And he found all kinds of room and got it down to the 28. There's not a lot more beautiful in football than the play action and the open tight end.
Yeah, because it freezes those linebackers. It freezes those safeties because they have to come up for a second and play the run.
And the defense gets home and makes a play at the 37-yard line.
Play action pass success has a lot to do with selling that fake. You could tell defense was not buying it, got in the backfield, got the big play.
From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. They're trying to send a message with this running game. He stopped after a pickup of 4 to the 33. And this offense can ill afford to come up empty on this drive, already trailing by multiple possessions. Fires to the wideout. He's open on the right. The tackle is made, but he's got it first and goal from the 6.
Yeah, and the quarterback knew exactly where he wanted to go with the football, had time, spins the ball deep. Nice job by this offense, understanding what the defense is giving them and creating explosive play.
They get him on the ground at the 3-yard line, but this defense is taking some punches. Now on second and goal. Anderson will throw. end zone. Touchdown, Cowboys.
And it's so underrated. The relationship between a QB and a wide receiver, the timing, the ability to know where he's going to be and be accurate with the football, that's what leads to nice touchdowns, Jesse.
Well, and the chemistry between these two guys has to be great when you're throwing into the end zone because coverage is going to be tight. The throw might not be perfect, but this is something these two guys have been repping in practice over and over and over, and it's paying dividends now on game day.
About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. From inside the 10-yard line, he'll bring it back. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. So, guys, we'll get another look at this offense. That last drive, an absolute aerial assault for the touchdown, Jesse.
It was a nice job in play calling, too, David, just giving the quarterback some easy looks and reads so he could go out and execute.
And he knew exactly where to go with the football. Everything looked really, really easy. He was hot. The ball was coming out of his hands. The defense better do something different.
On second down, wants to throw. He's going to take off. They make the stop, but what a job on the scramble to get loose and pick up that first down. Lining up from the 34 on first down. He's looking to throw it. He'll take the deep shot. And he reels it in inside the 30. Touchdown!
Man, how hard is it to defend when you have a weapon like this at running back that can play wide receiver? You can design ways to get the football in his hand. Palmer, once you get it in his hands, he'll do the rest.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, and oftentimes those are easier throws for quarterbacks. And these running backs, they're just naturally so good when they have the football out in space. Their vision, their creativity, their ability to make people miss. And this guy showed you right there a difficult guy to stop now if you're this defense moving forward.
He thought about bringing that out for a half second, but he'll take a knee and they'll bring it to the 25. Wyoming takes over the football and the Cowboy offense on its way out. The deficit here is just 10 points, David, so a chance to answer here.
Plenty of time left in this football. No need to panic. This offense just has to put a couple drives together. And listen, the defense will get this back and get some stops, Palmer, and get you the football back.
And I think here too, David, you have an opportunity to keep the pressure on the opponent. Yeah, they just went down and scored, but you score here, and this game's still tight. You keep their feet to the fire, so an opportunity here to keep applying that pressure.
This offense has a second down play. From the gun, the ground game. And he was able to run through one tackle, but still only a modest gain.
And sticking to the run. I'll tell you what, a lot of teams that are really good are really stubborn, and they continue to run the football even with little success. So this offense is going to continue to focus on running the football, you can tell.
And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack.
When it's a play-action pass, that quarterback, he really has to sell the fake. He can't tell his offensive lineman's getting beat right away while he sells the fake. He had no shot.
A soaring high punt with serious hang time. And the returner runs out of real estate as he goes down. First down for this offense. They believe they can run right here. Good pickup on the ground, and they'll mark him down at the 39. Not only is the scoreboard on their side, but so too is time as we open the fourth. Second down here as they go back to work after the break. They'll go to the ground. And they're able to shove him to the turf as they stop him for a short gain. Now staring at a 3rd and short from the 40. Motion from the offense. They'll try to pick it up on the ground. And they did not let him reach the line to gain. It'll bring up a decision here.
The big defensive tackles in the middle, they're not always the best pass rushers, but they are strong, and I say country strong. They put their hands on you, you feel it. They lock people out on the line of scrimmage. They create separation. They wrap running backs up, and usually they don't get out of the midst of those big boys.
4th down, and the punt team sends it the other way. Fair catch called for and made. Wyoming has the football back, and here comes the offense. They hope to be able to cash in on this drive, David, after having to punt it last time.
Yeah, and I think this offense needs to start it with the first play. You need to be successful and productive on that first play, and it gets you in less predictable situations.
No doubt, too. Don't you just feel like there's a little bit more sense of urgency on this drive? It just feels like they've got to be able to put some points up on the board.
And still a few inches short of the sticks as they come to the line for 2nd down. Anderson wants to throw. Swings it out to his running back. At midfield, he's got room. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a 1st down for this offense.
And that's why, if you're the offensive coordinator, you've got to find as many ways as possible to get this guy going. Just get him the ball close to the line of scrimmage. Doesn't need to be a throw deep down the field. He's so dynamic when he has the ball in his hands. You saw it right there.
And that was some kind of collision between a couple of big bodies there, and he stopped from getting the 1st down. From the gun, running back on the move. And they'll bring him down, but not before he picks up the 1st down.
Yeah, and this offense, listen, we're in warp speed, right? We got to score a bunch of points here. We're down, we're trailing. We got to go fast, but we also got to get 1st downs, and that's a nice job.
A shot toward the end zone. And it's caught! Touchdown, Cowboys! Well, if the momentum hadn't shifted before, it certainly has now.
It has, and now you got some game pressure, right? That's beautiful. Now the defense comes out, get you a stop, get aggressive, but the offense a little bit of pressure now because they know if the ball goes back to the other side, they could lose this ball game.
Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Number 1 and number 2, and the numbers keep changing on the scoreboard, gentlemen. Georgia is currently trailing, but if this young star leads a comeback today, he could join Matthew Stafford and Stetson Bennett among the greats to play in Athens. It's a touchdown game. They're trailing by 7 to Florida. We'll circle back if anything changes in this colossal 1 versus 2 matchup.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. Going up top on 1st down. And it's taken away by the defense, and they desperately needed that turnover. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
Dude, talk about having to have it. We needed to force the turnover. We had to get the football back. They're in such a good position to run out the clock, try to win. No, sir. Our ball, 1st down.
Off the play fake on 1st down, wants to throw. Got his man. They make the tackle, but he's got a fresh set of downs, and it's 1st and goal from the 7. And a touchdown here would not only give them the lead, but in the 4th quarter, that ramps up the pressure. Turning to the running game on 1st and goal. He steps and powers and works his way. They finally get him down at the 2.
You know, you better form tackle better on defense. You had a chance to make a big play, miss the running back, and as a result, he's getting positive yards. Defense has to do a better job of finishing.
Looking for a path to the end zone to the right. Touchdown, Mustard and Brown. And they've moved out front here in the 4th.
Man, I love this offense, being able to run the football late in the game when it matters and punch it in for the touchdown, and more importantly, take the lead.
Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. If you can do that, I don't know why you don't do it every time. Reduce the risk. Banged it out of the back of the end zone. They'll put it in play at the 25. Guys, this offense coming back out onto the field. After that last pick, David, they really need to take care of the ball this time.
No doubt. And Palmer, I want to know what Spurrier said to you on the sideline after a pick.
Do that again, and you'll be right here beside me for the rest of the game. You got to go out. You got to call your plays, and I hope this coaching staff isn't going to be afraid to throw it this round.
They've got it at the 36. It's a 1st and 10. He wants to throw. He'll try to do it himself. He has brought down the man. What a job to find some running room and move the chains.
It's the 4th quarter. Every second counts, right? It's a one-possession game. We're chasing the QB. He scrambles around. Does such a great job getting positive yards, keeping this drive alive. We need to score badly. We've got to keep drives alive like this. Wonderful job.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Gets rid of it. Right on target this time. Excellent job working through the air there, finding a hole in that defense and picking up a 1st down.
Well, offensively, they knew they were going to have some matchups they could take advantage of in this one, and all of a sudden, this quarterback has now over 300 yards passing in the game. Defensively, David, he has got them on their heels.
And he's been showing you a little bit of everything. He can throw it all over the field to all different receivers, to his tight ends, to his running backs. Really has the ability to spread it around, and now over 300 yards. Still some time left, and he can put up even bigger numbers. And, heck, go chase some awards, man. Get some postseason awards. Get an All-American. Just put up a day.
And the defense stops him just short of the 1st down. Maybe needed a few more chain links to move the sticks.
And that was a nice 2nd down run and setting up 3rd and inches. And now it's physical time, right? Like, they know you might run the football. You know you probably want to run the football. How can you be more physical? Sometimes bring some extra bodies, some extra tight ends in. Go to that play that you know is your short yardage play.
Dragged down to the turf, but not before getting the 1st down.
And listen, the offensive line has to do their job, but a really good job by the running back, understanding where his hole is. Go hit it, get the 1st down, don't mess around. Nice job following his hole, getting positive yards.
And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball. After the misconnection, it's 2nd down. A little pre-snap eye candy for the defense. Quarterback changing the plays at the line. On 2nd down, he'll fire. Buys a little time with his feet. Got enough space. They'll finally get him stopped at the 1-yard line. What a run there.
Man, these are killers, right? Late in the game, the 4th quarter, you get into the quarterback, but he does such a great job scrambling around. When you do this, you get extra 1st downs. You start to wear those defensive linemen out. So late in the game, this could pay off. Great job getting the 1st down.
They'll keep it on the ground for 1st and goal. Takes it into the end zone for a touchdown.
Man, this game has been incredible to watch, and the offense comes through late in the game, takes the lead. What a clutch drive by this offense. Now, I'm looking at you, defense. You got the lead late in the game. I need you to go put this thing on ice and win it for me.
Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. From inside the 10, here he comes. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. Wyoming takes over the football and the Cowboy offense on its way out. Now in the waning seconds, Jesse, you put yourself in position to pull this one out.
There's a chance this may come down to the kicker, guys, so which hash mark does he like to kick from the best? You got to play call this to give your guy the best chance to make his kick.
And how much confidence do I have in it? You know, what's this range? All those things come into account of how aggressive you want to be, maybe going towards the end zone versus a field goal.
And he's almost to that 1st down marker there, saying he's a little bit short. They might want to bring out the sticks and measure, but it looks as if he'll be just short of the 1st down. He's trying to get them set quickly. They have to get the ball into field goal range. And you want to know what impact home field advantage can have? There it is. The offense will walk it back. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. And, guys, this is a great time to take a shot if you want on 2nd and short. Anderson will throw. He had that one slip to the ground, and if he had held on, that might have been a wrap. Instead, it'll be third down. Got to get everybody lined up quickly, time winding away, and they've got to push the ball down the field. He's got the tight end. He's run out of bounds, but not before turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down.
No matter how much college football changes, realignment, all of that kind of stuff, rivalries are consistent, and winning rivalry games, well, that's just the best.
Because they hate each other so much. So you take the field against your rival. You're able to put forth a performance like that. That is worth its weight in gold, David. Unbelievable effort here by the winning team, and bragging rights now for a while.
Bragging rights for a while. It's a fun thing to be able to accomplish. Now we also got to take in the next couple games, because this is always, there's a letdown that naturally happens after these big rivalry wins. We feel like our chest is poked out. We got to look on to the next game, focus in on this next one.
That's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, our entire broadcast team, I'm Reese Davis.